Okay, we'll be starting very soon. I'm just making sure all my audio is good. People in the chat, let me know if there's like any audio issues. I would love to know. And or if like something's too loud or you can't hear me. I guess we'll start soon. I was gonna maybe start at the five mark, so like 3 minutes. I'm saying something. It's gonna start in just 3 minutes. Just see if I can get any more. I just posted on social, so gotta wait. Gotta see if anyone else sees it. Try and get them viewers. Okay, I think we'll get started very soon. We have like, I think 25 people in the, and that's a good amount. Alright, one last thing. Ooh, 27. Okay. Let's just do 3 more minutes, guys. We'll start at the 10 mark. My OCD can't start at whatever 07. But thank you for tuning in. I wanted to do peach Bellini and on because that's what Jane's favorite drink always was, and her father. But let's get to 30 viewers. Alright. It's 2 more minutes. We broke 30, so maybe that means I should start. Let's just do it. The stream is excellent. Good bit rate. Can't complain. Alright guys, let's go. Just a second. I don't know if Red Tracy is in here at the gallery. Or I know Andreas is here, so very cool. Let's just get her started, right? Here, let's redo the title sequence. This is a new title sequence that we made for this edition of the game. Everyone can hear me okay over the music? Let me know if the music is too low. Alright, cool. We'll get started then. I feel like there's... I can't see. So, alright. Just gonna do a playthrough of the game. This is for Red Tracy. Is anyone up? It's the final week of the show, and we are extended. The show's being extended 1 week to the 11th. So this is sort of to kick off the last week. I've never done a live stream of this game before, so perfect. Good to know that the sound is good. Let's cheers. Participant release agreement. It's a contract. Whatever, no one ever reads this stuff. Just sign it. Flight information.
Hump the Virgin dry.
Virgin America first class flight. I feel like I lost my brain somewhere. Everything has been a whirlwind. New York, LA, JFK, LAX, LAX, JFK, JFK, LAX, LAX, JFK, LA, New York. I've never seen her reality television show before, but the Long Island medium is in the seat in front of me. If you can make her out, she's right there, staring out the window. She's recharging her power. I wonder what she's thinking about. The flight attendant comes by, and I ask for another Bloody Mary. This weekend is gonna be total bedlam. My stomach is in knots. The next few days will go by fast, and I feel like an eternity at the same time. I wish this flight was longer than 5.5 hours. It's a moment of true peace and quiet, a total contrast of this upcoming weekend. Also right here, that's Larry King. If anyone's familiar with the old talk show guy, Larry King. He didn't know what granola was. It has been over a year since my first trip to Los Angeles with Jane O'Brien Media, and now I feel totally stuck in this job. I'm now part of this grotesque machine. The models will have a fun, weird weekend, but not me. This is the game I play for money. It's a competition not of tickling, like Jane says it is, but a competition of who can manipulate who. At any given moment, you are being manipulated, or you have to lie and manipulate to help yourself. I down the rest of my Bloody Mary and turn over to my side. Close my eyes and begin to drift off to sleep. Next time I open them, I'll be in Los Angeles. No, actually, I'll be in Jane's world. Here I am at the Westin Bonaventure. This place has become so familiar to me. Time freezes and none of this feels entirely real, but this giant monolith helps to mute all the chaos. The 35 stories are dizzying, overwhelming, labyrinth, perfect cage to incarcerate the crazy chaos of a tickle shoot. Walking through the lobby, I realize I have several missed calls and a voicemail.
Hello, this is Kevin calling. Give me a call. Bye.
When Kevin is in shoot mode, he is even crazier than normal. He loves the chaos, in fact he often amplifies it. My job is to try and keep some semblance of organization within this chaos. I handle the $30K that goes towards the models and the photo studio, the catering, setting up the bed, or any errands or tasks that are needed at any given moment. I guess in a way, I've become a production assistant. But every shoot, Kevin handles it like he's going to war. He knows I've landed and is very impatient for me to get within his grasp. I know where he is though before I even got here. In the same parlor suite we usually have as the bunker of operations. I head toward the elevator. During the next couple of days I'll be taking these glass elevators a lot. Up and down and up, up, up. It's a weird sensation. I'll be running around all over the place, preparing for the next day's shoot. These rides are a pregnant pause during the madness. An ear-popping elevator ride shot up 28 floors to our base of operations. These glass elevators are famous. They've been in many major Hollywood movies. I knock on the door, but it is already propped open, so I walk right in. I enter the first room connected to the parlor suite. Hello? No answer. That's strange. I walk up to the window and take in my change of setting. You're not in NYC anymore, it's winter back home. It is nice to escape LA actually, a place I really have no connections in. Makes it easier to do this kind of work. I wonder where Kevin is. I hear the other door open at the end of the parlor suite and I turn around. Hi Adam, how was your flight? Good to see you. We gotta hit the ground running. There's gonna be 3 models arriving any minute now. One already got here before you. I need you to remember to get the phone number and room number of every guy. It's gonna be a big one, 16 models. I also need you to run to the bank and get $30,000 in cash. Are you hungry? We can order something to pick up. You need a coffee? Kevin is in total shoot mode, full chaos form. His eyes are beady and staring at me intensely. It feels as though he is taking a photo with his eyes. I sigh and try to get my wits about me. I'll just make some hotel room coffee real quick. I'll run to the bank. I get $30,000 in cash out of the Fat Bastard LLC business account. Shove the huge wad of cash in my pocket. I then go to 7-Eleven to pick up several cold sparkling waters, as per Kevin's request. He hasn't had a drink in 35 years. This is all he drinks. I get back and the parlor suite is already filling with arrival participants. Most of the guys are new this round. Maybe one or two returners. They all look rather nervous and weary of whatever situation they allowed themselves into. I've come to realize why I am instrumental in this mechanism. I am the age of these boys. I am partially used to help normalize the experience for the participants. I'm gonna take a shower, so it's like the end of the night, sort of pre-shoot. I love hotels. I love shower time in this hotel. This part's a little loud. It's weird how these mundane things I take for granted back in NYC become my sanctuary during these weekends. It's kind of one of the only times I have completely to myself. As much stress and mental abuse this job brings to my life, there's something really, I don't know the word for it, but escaping NYC is nice. In NYC, I feel constantly in pain, extreme frustration, at odds with myself, who I am and who I should become. Here in Jane's world, I have no time to think about myself, my life, and these basic ass moments like a shower feel like a miracle. For some reason, I like the way I look more when I'm in LA on these trips. I always wanted to feel special, to be someone more than a nobody from the middle of nowhere America, and I guess I get to pretend to be special/different with this job. I spend like 2 hours in here. I think about certain aspects of my life that give me some comfortable mental reinforcement, and I try and forget the aspects of this job I don't understand or want to understand. On my phone, smoking weed, drinking, spacing out. I leave the shower running and hang outside of it for a while before I take an actual shower. I find sanctuary in thinking about nothing, just trying to make this moment in the shower last as long as possible. Have to wake up super early, 6 a.m. or something. There's a lot of stuff to do and it's vital we start early. When we have this many participants, it can take all day. Setting up for the day started early, 7:30 a.m. awakening. Grocery shopping for the catering, helping load the van with equipment. A lot more goes into a tickling shoot than you would think. All fresh, new Adidas uniforms for the participants. Some are specifically requested to wear certain colors. Ones that are not assigned by Jane are decided by me. First thing are the tickle talks. We set each model individually on camera to answer a series of questions about tickling. This part was so boring. They must talk for 15 whole minutes just about being ticklish.
Are you ticklish?
Most participants struggle to fill 15 minutes of just tickle talking. Some have the gift of gab and are able to ramble on and on. Others can barely make it to 5 minutes. It is only 3 questions.
How ticklish are you?
Now that the boring tickle talks are done, it's time for me and the other assistants to set up the bed. The other assistant and I both started out as participants once, but we somehow found ourselves now working for the company regularly. Jane calls him the tickle bug because he looked like a bug when being tickled. He is a really angry guy and he wants to be an actor. I also kind of had a crush on him, and we hooked up once. He was also once a part of the Children of God cult. As the models switch between being tickled and being ticklers, the tickle bug assistant and I have to clean up and tie down each new tickler. They must be tickled for 15 minutes straight. There's a lot of waiting though. It is hot in the studio. The tickle bug assistant is pretty bored. He started working for this company before I did. He carves a small head of veggie with his mouth. Jane is never here on shoots, but her presence is looming. Text messages and emails always coming through, asking how the day is going and who is the most ticklish. I'm hammered, chlorohydrate, no sexting. Secret footage. And that's me, actually, being lead tickler. It's funny, I was able to find that footage. Oh, maybe that was thanks to David Ferrier. Wonder if he's in the chat. Arriving back at the Bonaventure, pretty exhausted from the long day of shooting. Mentally depleted from listening to fake laughter for 6 to 8 hours. A part of me wants to just go up to my comfortable bed and just pass out, but that would just mean tomorrow will come faster. Another day of hours of fake laughter. It really makes you feel like you're in an insane asylum. Kevin had something he had to do tonight, which is very rare. I usually have to keep him company and deal with a sundry of small things, like getting him more sparkling water or just going out to a nice dinner talking about the craziness that are these crazy monthly trips into the tickle dimension. I usually don't mind putting up with Kevin's craziness because despite infinite amount of sexual jokes at my expense and harassment, we have really good dinners. He pays, he makes sure I'm comfortable. Whilst dealing with more logistics, I decided to make use of this unusual freedom and wander around the hotel a bit with one of the models I semi-get along with on this shoot. It doesn't happen often that I can even stand conversation with any of them, but this guy is pretty chill. Let's go to the rotating bar at the top of the hotel, the short but muscular model suggests. I say okay, and we head towards the elevator. David, are you there? Probably not. I kind of love this bar on the top of the Bonaventure. It rotates ever so slightly. The drinks are strong and come in special edition cups you can take away. We take a seat in the nearly empty bar. We order our first round of drinks. The sun is setting. It's almost romantic. Can I ask you boys a question? What are you doing here, staying in this hotel, drinking these cocktails on a Friday night? The model I was hanging out with started hitting on this pretty woman drinking alone in the bar. She was probably 10 years older than him, but he had a couple of drinks in him. She was being forward. He was being forward, I mean. She seemed a bit amused and started buying us a couple of rounds of drinks. She appreciates the young guy's flirtations, but she has focused her conversation on me. Even saying to the model, "I like your friend, he seems more real than you." That sobers up the model quite a bit. After letting the model play coy to the woman about the real reason he is in Los Angeles, I decide to tell her everything. Why we are there, the truth of the situation. We don't know who is paying us, but we were all flown out here to tickle each other. She listens as I explain the whole thing, her face becoming more serious. Listen, I'm not judging you boys on what you're doing, but even if they are paying you a couple $1,000s, they are using you, your body, your identity. They now have it crystallized and for their use however they see fit. You don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be selling your identity and your image away to anyone. She is looking right at me as she is saying all this. After a bit more conversation, we have to go. It's almost money time and I have to make my way back to the parlor suite. I have to do payroll and divvy up all the models' money. There is also the ritual. We start to say our goodbyes to this stranger lady. She has a chuckle and a cheek kiss with the model. She then pulls me in for a really tight hug. She whispers into my ear, "Please, please promise me you'll take care of yourself." I promise her I will. This random woman's concern for me has touched me, but I do want to take care of myself, but I can't. I won't. I'm too lost in the machinery in this game. I can't say no to the money and I can't leave. This weekend has been a tiring one and I just want to get it done. I was also blackmailed, like revenge porn style. A bit intoxicated, I make my way through towards the ATM machine across the street. Sorry, my latent dyslexia. I have to get a bit more money for the participant payments. Back at the parlor suite, the models are piling in. Contracts are signed, IDs checked. Also, any final requests from James must be completed, like the models from the other countries singing their national anthem on camera for her. So we have reached the end, the truly best part of the weekend. The whole photo shoot is done. All is left is payday and the ritual celebration. Johnny Walker Blue, King George V. Bottles of Cristal. I gotta separate everyone's paycheck into envelopes.
Chloral hydrate, and pizza. You seem utterly obsessed with money. Beyond even the threshold of the average child of Abraham. I have seen very nice people destroyed by a misguided passion without taking the time to see what's need to pursue it. Freely from safety and ruin. Slightly substance enhanced to get my thinking into the more creative realms of its capacity. It's very important, Adam.
This was the Tickle Ladies yearbook quote.
Because I think that life is a learning experience. That life is a learning experience. That life is a learning experience. Because I think that life is a learning experience. A learning experience. A learning experience. A learning experience.
So here's some bonus scenes. Flying back to New York. I survived another weekend in Jane's world. The feeling of going back after these trips are the most calming part. I endured it, everything, and I have a fat wad of cash in my pocket. I don't know when the next shoot will be. I don't know when this will end, but whatever. I just passively letting my life lead me wherever it goes. I think back and forward to past weekends in LA and ones to come. Some weekends we would have an extra day or something. We would go someplace in LA like Hollywood Boulevard or the beach. I don't really get LA because my whole world is NYC. The models get photos taken, not just for Jane, but for their own portfolio. It can sometimes be a weirdly nurturing environment. Nurturing is the wrong word, probably. These pampered moments, trips to the beach, personal photo shoots, it feels good in the moment, but it's just smoke and mirrors. Is it to make the whole experience sweeter? To feel you are getting something out of it? I don't know anymore. Also, I don't want to know. Sometimes living a lie is easier than the truth. Some of the guys want to ride the Santa Monica Pier Ferris wheel. I usually don't join them in these activities. I've gotten jaded to a lot of this stuff. But a lot of them, this is their first time ever traveling outside their hometowns. Sometimes their first time seeing the ocean. And they are often very excited to see LA. One of them asked me if I'd like to come on the Ferris wheel, and I decide why not. And Finn, that's the end of this version of the game. I think maybe the final version, maybe down the line I do like an anniversary edition, because I kind of like to emulate like video game marketing. But yeah, I guess I guess that's it. How did everything sound good? The stream seems like it was really healthy the whole time. Uh, so I'm not sure what else to do. I don't know if anyone wants to ask any questions in the sort of last moments here that I can answer about anything. So or we can just end it too. I'm actually in a hotel room right now because the internet went out at my place here. So I kind of frantically moved my whole PC to to a hotel room, a cheap hotel room, like the one I went to one hotel room and then they couldn't promise me, or they promised me like some like good internet, but then like they didn't weren't able to provide it. It was like only like 9 megabytes up and down, and then I had to like search online for what was like the best internet, and there was like this kind of cheaper hotel that had like guaranteed 50 up and down. I'm like getting 90 up and down. And so it's kind of ironic to me because that's honestly something I had to do really often working for Jane and Kevin, that she would have these contracts with hotels or make some sort of agreement that we were needed to have 100 up and 100 down at all times so we could send her footage, or I don't know, she just really wanted us to have this kind of like you know, this much internet for whatever reason, even though she was passed out half the time and not on the shoots. And then, but literally, if we didn't get what she wanted, the amount that was like acceptable, we would have to switch hotels like in the middle of a shoot, and it would add so much stress above everything. But you know, I felt stuck in this job for a while. I was like, you know, they had a kind of like revenge porn on me of not just me tickling, but of when I was a webcam model, and so I felt kind of threatened into or not threatened, but I felt like I couldn't leave at that point in my life, and also the money was too good, and so I put up with like all the crazy weird drama and sexual harassment that I probably wouldn't put up with now. But when you're young and dumb and need money, that's what happens. It sounded super good. All right, thank you. Thanks for all the emojis, guys. So this was for Red Tracy. Red Tracy is in Copenhagen. It's a new space in an abandoned music studio, which really inspired me to do this sort of remixed version, not just of the game, but of the show. So it features photos done in completely different ways from this time, but also new photos, and also a pink coffin bookshelf that has a new version of this binder that has like all my evidence and all my emails and diary entries I wrote during that time, where I'm not necessarily referencing my job, but I'm kind of just like emotionally expelling. But I have a video, kind of a video on this YouTube channel where I kind of flip through and read some parts of that if anyone wants to check it out even deeper, or if anyone wants to check out what's for sale at the show, let me know, or contact Red Tracy. But yeah, it was a good experience, and it was I feel like a good way for me to transition out of this whole tickle experience, or this whole wild experience of my early 20s, that I felt kind of lost for a while, and now I feel like I kind of reconciled it. But maybe I'll do an anniversary collection. Maybe I'll do like a limited edition hoodie or something, like screen print and embroider like a limited edition game or merch hoodie. So maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna put the soundtrack on Bandcamp also, and really was excited to do visual novel. I felt like it was the most perfect way to tell the story, as it was like I don't know, it's really just similar to stuff I like, and also I thought about introducing choice into the game, but to me, it felt a little phony because I kind of felt like I had no choice, and it felt like me just trying to like do more like expert gamer stuff. So I try to just make it so like you can only click forward, like you have no autonomy. But I hope in future visual novels I can figure out ways to like introduce different game mechanics and stuff like that. But um I think like the cap off for these live streams are like an hour or something. I have like 10 more minutes. I guess I could end now, or I could but this video will be archived on my YouTube channel, at least for the next week, until the show Isn't Anyone Up at Red Tracy is open, which is till the 11th. I've never got this many views before live streaming, so thanks for everyone for tuning in. And if no one has any like last words or anything you want me to address, I guess I can end this, finish off my... I'm sad I didn't get to do a Peach Bellini moment, but yeah, I guess that's it. I'm speechless. Chat speechless. So and I also kind of have to pee, so I think maybe we'll end it here since there's nothing really else to be said. I'm kind of wondering, was there anything else I wanted to say? Did I write anything down? But yeah, it's just kind of funny. I'm in a hotel room right now, but yeah, that's the... working on some new visual novels that doesn't have to do with the tickle thing, so I'm excited to do that. Thank you for sharing your story. Oh, thank you. Thank you for listening to my story. Hopefully it's not my only story. Hopefully we all have more than one story. But, alright. I'm gonna, I think, close the curtains on this, guys. Thank you everyone who watched. The evidence vid. The evidence video mark was like it's the binder. It's in my channel where I that has all the emails and stuff, and I flip through it. I think I emailed it to you. But just look in my videos. There's like a binder flip through, and then there's also a binder like of me like reading entries from it and kind of explaining it a little bit more. But yeah. I guess I could post it in this chat real quick. It's this one. Sorry, I'm getting a message. But all right. I'm going to turn off the stream now, guys. Thank you again.